This is Tracy from GiftBasketappeal, and today we're going to be making these really cute flowers using rolled up scrapbook paper. So let's get started. The inspiration for this project came from a channel called Jenny Belly, and I had been following her for about a year now, and she does some amazing crafts. So I will post her channel link below in the description box. What you're going to need for this project is some tacky glue or whatever glue you want to use. You'll need some a glue stick or some craft bonding glue. This is extra strength, but you can use just a regular glue stick. You're going to need some scissors. I'm going to use my bone folder, and you'll see why. And then I'm going to add some embellishments to finish off our flower. You're going to also need some type of scrapbook paper. This is a 12 by 12 piece of scrapbook paper. And you're going to need to cut them into strips that are 1 inch wide. And you're going to need 7 of those to form the flower. So these are going to be 1 inch by 12 inch strips, and if you have a cutting machine, you can use that to do this. I'm just going to use old-fashioned scissors. What I did is I just measured this out with my ruler, and then just drew the line straight across. She also does a few flowers using 6 by 6 paper also, so you can make them smaller as well. But I figured to demonstrate, I would show you with the 12 by 12 paper. So this is paper that I've had for a while that I just never used, so I thought it'd be nice to make some paper flowers. Okay, so once all of your strips are cut out, it's time to start rolling your strips to form your flower. So what you're going to do is on the regular side, or the side without the artwork on it, you're going to add some glue, and you might want to cover your surface for this. So I'm just using an old piece of paper just so that the glue doesn't get on my regular area here. And so you're just going to add some glue along the entire strip. Okay, and you don't need a whole lot. And then to reinforce this, you're going to add some tacky glue. And you just, I put too much on there. You don't need a whole lot. That's okay. Just going to smooth it out there. You just want to run it along the edge here. And you could actually use even less than what I just used. And then what you're going to do is you're going to take this and you're going to line it up and fold it in half. So you see how I'm doing that? I'm just folding it in half, and you just want to take your time and make sure it's lined up. And if you're using like a double-sided scrapbook paper, you want to make sure that you're using the side that you want to use is facing outward. Okay, so it should look just like that. And it feels a little bit wet, but that's good because it helps you in the folding process. So now I'm going to take my bone folder, but if you want, you could use the edge of your scissors. And I'm going to just go right along here and just press this so it's really flat. And so you're going to do that to all 7 pieces. Let me try it again, and then I'll skip ahead. You're just going to take your glue stick. And it may feel awkward at first, but stick with it because this is so worth it. Especially when you're trying to fold it in half. This is such a fun craft. Perfect for spring. I'm going to reinforce it with some of the tacky glue. And I'm going to fold it in half. And I'm just pinching the edges together, and then I'm going to go back with my bone folder and really flatten it out. This was the most awkward part for me, but once I got the hang of it and did a couple of them, you would think I was a professional. Okay, and so I'm going to go ahead and do the rest of these, and then we'll move on to the next step. Okay, so now that all of your pieces are folded up, now it's time to start forming what's going to be your flower petal. And so we're going to start rolling up the scrapbook paper. So in order to do that, you're going to take a toothpick and you're just going to roll it around the toothpick. And you want to do this very tightly. You don't want to add any glue to it until the end, but you just want to make sure that you're rolling this really tight. And so that's the way it should look. So now when I have a couple of rolls around the toothpick, I'm going to just slip it out. And so for me, the easiest way for me to do this is to just take these two fingers and just roll it along. Just continue that rolling. And that's what's going to form what I call a paper bead. So I'm just rolling it and keeping it really tight. So that's what it should look like. Okay, and when you're close to the end there, you're going to add some glue. And I'm using the tacky glue, and this stuff has really worked well. And I'm just going to continue rolling it onto the tacky glue. And I'm just going to keep rolling. Just hold it for a little bit. Just on that end. I want that end to really be laying down. And of course you get mess on your fingers, but what's crafting without having some messy hands? And so that forms your bead. Or I should say, your flower petal. Okay, let's go ahead and do another one. I'm going to take the Q-tip and just roll it around just to start off. This is just starting it off. And you want to make sure that's really tight. Just like that. And I'm going to slip that out. Take these two fingers and just roll it around. I'm just keeping it nice and tight. And this is pretty hard too once you start rolling that like that. But it's something else, the way you can actually manipulate paper to make it into something else. Okay, and when I get close to the end, add some tacky glue. I'm just holding it in place for a moment. And it's pretty much on there. And if you need to go back and add a little bit more glue, you can. But these are pretty good. Okay, so you want those to stay nice and tight and even. That's the key. So I'm going to go ahead and do the rest. I've got 5 more to go. And then for the fun part, forming the flower. Okay, so now it's time to put our flower together. So you should have one of these that's a center of the flower, and then the others are just going to fit around just like this. And we're going to glue all of those together. So that's the way they should look. So you're just going to take your center part. So you start with the center. I'm going to use my tacky glue. And then I'm just going to attach them one to the other. Okay, like that. And then you're going to take more glue and add it on the part that's going to be touching. And then you're going to add another bead. Just like that. So the areas that it's touching is where you want to add your glue. And I'm still remembering this is my center part right here. Put some glue there and over there. And I'm being heavy-handed with this glue, but I don't really need to be. And I'm just holding that together for a moment. There it is. Our flower is starting to form, and if you want to put this down, if it's easier for you like that, I just wanted to make sure you saw what I was doing. Add that part on. So we're just going around that center and holding it together. One more to go. I'm going to put some there, and I'll put some on this one just to get that last one in. And if having that seam showing bothers you right where you ended, you could always just turn it right in. It's just easier to kind of put it down and just squeeze them all together, just like that. And how cute is that? And I do have some glue on there, and that's okay. Some glue showing, you could always wipe it off. And now, if you want, you could leave it like this, but I just can't do it. So I'm going to take my hot glue gun, and you could still use the tacky glue if you want, but I'm going to add some rhinestones. So I want a centerpiece for my flower. I'm going to just add my rhinestone right there. And look how cute that is. That just adding that little bit changes the flower. Now, if you want, you could end like that, but I want to show you what's possible. So on each of these little holes, and if you want, you could leave the holes there. And I may do that on a few of them, just kind of leave the hole there. You could add little rhinestones to each petal of the flower. So cute. And if you're wondering what this is a We Are Memory Keeper's quick stick tool, and it helps you to pick up small items like beads and gems and things like that. Oop, wrong glue. And what I liked about Jenny Belly is that she had said that you can use this to make a ring, you know. So I know they have like some of the things that you can, I would use like a super glue to have like the little ring base and then just attach it, and then you've got this really super cool ring. I could see you making some type of bracelet also, which would be cute. Just kind of find what kind of band you want, but so much you can do with this, and for embellishing containers also. And so look how cute that is. Let me show you the other one. So could you imagine having a bunch of these? These are just so adorable. With this one, I had a string of pearls, and so I just cut some away, just a few of those, and just went around that center rhinestone. So there's so many different things you can do. If you have like jewels in your stash or beads, use those. These would be really, really fun to make. I hope you were inspired by this. I will post Jenny Belly's YouTube channel below, so you can go check her out. Really lots of fun ideas on her channel. And I hope that you subscribe if you haven't done so. Comment below, because I love to see those comments. And please like this video. Thanks for joining me. Bye.